Guests and seniors, please remain standing for the presentation of colors and remain standing until the colors have been retired. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. This afternoon's color guard is being presented by your very own Rio Grande Marine Corps JROTC, and the national anthem will be played by our Rio Grande band. The color guard and honor guard are under the direction of Master Sergeant Philip Carter, and our RGHS band is under the direction of Mr. Antonio Daly. Graduates and audience, please be seated. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce our honored guests this afternoon that are here on the stage with us. We have Albuquerque Public Schools Associate Superintendent of Leadership, Learning, and Equity, Mr. Gene Saavedra. Rio Grande High School Administration, Principal Antoinette Valenzuela. Assistant Principal, Daryl Garcia. Assistant Principal, Crystal Reed. Assistant Principal, Deidre Salas. And our Dean, Sean Armijo. We have Senior Class President, Mariana Morillo Duarte. Senior Class Vice President, Adan Marquez. Student Body President, Solis Padilla. Student Body Vice President, Evelyn Machado. Salutatorian, Olandra Aguilera Luna. And Valedictorian, Miranda Castaneda Moreno.
Please welcome Bilingual Seal recipient and our senior bilingual speaker, Valeria Tena Perez.
Okay. Can you all hear me? Hola a todos. Buenas tardes y bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Valeria Tena Pérez. Soy alumna del 12º grado, candidata del sello bilingüe. Soy mexicoamericana. Nací y crecí aquí en Albuquerque, Nuevo México. Mis padres vienen de Chihuahua, México, pero nos criaron a mi hermano y a mí aquí en Estados Unidos. Mi familia ha sido un gran apoyo durante este capítulo de mi vida, por lo que estoy muy agradecida con ellos. He tenido la oportunidad de compartir este capítulo con compañeros y amigos increíbles, ayudándonos y apoyándonos unos a otros. Throughout these years of high school, I've had many obstacles, but the most challenging one for me was focusing on assignments, or in other words, starting an assignment. Staying focused can be a challenge for so many of us, but we can eventually overcome these obstacles. De hecho, a mí no se me vienen fácil las palabras para escribir este discurso, pero tuve que ser paciente conmigo misma y pedir ayuda. I am able to overcome this obstacle by practicing asking for help and communicating with teachers, mentors, or friends. I was taught to always have a mindset that everything is possible despite all the challenges that face me. Rio has been a home for so many of us. Some have found a home in sports such as soccer, football, volleyball, or baseball, or in clubs like Black Student Union, Reading Club, Bible Club, peer helpers, or like me, who found a family within Mecha. I was able to be a part of protests to stand up for policies I believe in and give back to my community by gathering and donating toys to our local hospital. Me gustaría agradecerle personalmente a aquellos profesores que nos ayudaron mucho durante estos 4 años de la preparatoria para que nosotros pudiéramos conseguir nuestro sello bilingüe. Me gustaría agradecer personalmente a la señorita Calderón o Miss Jamie por haberme ayudado mucho durante este año escolar y el último semestre del año anterior siendo mi mentor teacher. This experience has helped me manage my organizational skills, meaning I have the ability to understand diverse perspectives. Being part of the bilingual community means we are able to communicate with others with much ease and have a better ability of multitasking, balancing 2 different languages. There will always be challenges of being proficient in both languages because being proficient in both languages is difficult when one dominates the other. Durante mi experiencia con el sello bilingüe, fue una experiencia que nunca voy a olvidar. Tener la oportunidad de estar aquí frente a ustedes es un gran honor. There is a quote by Frank Smith that's inspiring to me, which says, "One language sets you in a corridor for life, 2 languages open every door along the way." It's true. I believe knowing more than 1 language will bring many of us here today different opportunities in life. Para terminar, todos hemos cumplido una parte muy importante de nuestras vidas. Logramos y demostramos con mucho trabajo y dedicación la importancia de ser bilingüe, la importancia de saber 2 idiomas. Felicidades a todos por este gran logro. Congratulations to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Valeria, for sharing part of your story with us. Your accomplishments are something both you and your family should be very proud of. Now please welcome senior speaker, Leslie Tennyson.
Okay. In the words of Maya Angelou, I encourage you to live with life, be courageous, adventurous, give us a tomorrow more than we deserve. Good afternoon. My name is Leslie Marie Tennyson, and I'm so honored to be here today to address the Rio Grande graduating class of 2024. Thank you to everyone who has gathered here today to celebrate this huge accomplishment. Thank you to our administration team, teachers, coaches, and parents for making the past 4 years a time that we will never forget. A huge thank you to Mrs. Griego for the best senior year and always being the best. We love you. We did it. If you have not heard it yet, congratulations. My fellow graduates, I am proud of every single one of you for what you did to get here today. Initially, I wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about during my speech, so I began to think about all the valuable lessons high school has taught me. But first, let's jump back to the year 2020. We started our freshman year behind a computer screen with no interaction with our teachers or our classmates. Instead of shiny new clothes and new supplies to start the year, most of us lived in our PJs the entire year. Next, we started our sophomore year in person, but this school year was from behind a mask. We were able to interact with new people, see our old friends, and make some new ones. We now felt like we were really in high school. In our junior year, things finally started to feel normal. No more social distancing or masks. The Raven's Nest, our brand new gym, opened and Rio felt like home. The volleyball team, which I was fortunate enough to play on, was the first team to play and win on the court. The opening night of the gym was such a historic moment to be a part of. Sorry. The official opening of the gym brought the whole Raven community together, and at that moment, I truly understood the meaning of Raven pride. It was at that moment that I realized how much the South Valley is a unit and a family structure. That moment was truly electric. Finally, our senior year has arrived, which is what we have all been waiting for. It was our time to be the top dogs on campus. This came along with the realization that everything we would do in this year would be our last. We would have our last homecoming, our last games, and our last performances. So the biggest lesson I came away with from these past 4 years was to try harder to live in the moment and take in all these amazing experiences that have shaped us into the young adults that we are today. Many times, we don't realize the chapter we are living in until it is the very last time you will ever get to live in it. Always live life to the fullest. Life is too short not to. Let's now take a moment to honor the life of a fellow Raven who was taken from us too soon. Long live number 26, Isaac Venzo Prado. You will forever live in our hearts. Now that we have reached the end of this chapter, I am very confident that your next chapter will be successful because I trust the authors who are all of you. I want to thank my parents, Carla and Paul, for always giving me all of the opportunities that life has to offer, always showing me that true love is real. Thank you to my brother Gabriel for always being in my corner and sticking by my side. All of my family for supporting me in everything I do. I love you all dearly. Thank you to all of my best friends for making this journey of life easier and so much fun. Shout out to Savannah, love you. I do not know what I would have done without any of you. I love you all. Let's enjoy this last final moment together as the 65th graduating class of Rio Grande High School. Take a look around and soak in this moment so you can look back on this day and know that it was truly magical. Congratulations, class of 2024. Good luck, and always remember, once a Raven, always a Raven. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, for letting us all be a part of your journey. Now, please welcome your class of 2024 valedictorian, Miranda Castañeda Moreno.
I've met about a handful of you. Many do not even know the face that belong to that name announced. I haven't been there for a long time, but I'm here now. And I can't see Mr. Keith. I see him. I want to give the biggest shout out to the GOAT, the greatest of all time, Mr. Keith Cornegay up there. You always get the shout out for a reason. My time in high school was never common, and it was unfamiliar. Time felt perpetual, and when I was a freshman, when we were all a freshman, the landscape was completely digital because of the pandemic. And I want to give, instead of reading this speech, I want to give the biggest shout out to my dad, because he's the reason I am who I am today. And I love you so much, Dad. I thank God that you're the reason I am here today, and I'm the way that I am because of you. And I love your morals and where you came from. You came from nothing to give me everything. And I love you so much. I tend to assume I can see the bigger picture when all I can see is no more than a fragment of a puzzle piece. And there's a deep value in waiting, yet it's the most difficult step that we can ever take. Before patience, before anything, we must wait. And we must say, we'll see. My nephew introduced me to the popular kids show Bluey, and I love Bluey so much. And there's an episode, this new episode, that I kept a moral close to my heart and at the forefront of my mind. It tells a story about a farmer who waits for the mishaps to finish out. One horse ran away, and all his neighbors were quick to assume and make his judgments known to him. But he didn't fret, and he waited. One horse ran away, but the next day it brought back 2 horses. He always said, "We'll see." Now the quote, "We'll see," and big yikes are my favorite quotes. And the story is more than just a children's story. And I take away, the only way out is through, a famous quote by Robert Frost. The misfortune has to be completed. It's not a misfortune if you wait. We'll see. It's not the end if it doesn't happen now. I always planned and fell apart when my plans didn't translate into reality. I took all the classes that I could and completed my required credits in 3 years to have my senior year open for whatever I wanted to do. And everything that I had planned for at the start happened, but not so much the way that I had hoped. I forgot to account for life. Mistakes were made, but that's okay because I'll be better before it someday. It's my favorite song. What I take away now is that in this type of institution, although the purpose is to grow as a thinker, it's more to grow as a person. And I want to give a giant shout out to all the teachers that I had, because you guys do more than just educating us and teaching us how to do any type of math, how to think critically. You teach us how to feel and how to be a better person at the end of the day. And I want to give you all a great shout out. Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Aguilar, Ms. Castro, you guys have always been there with me. You guys have always been there for me. And I love you guys so much. I'm going to miss you. And the biggest lesson that I learned after this is to do it for you. Don't do it out of spite. Don't do it to prove something to someone else, because it's you. It's not going to affect someone else. And that's a lesson that my mom told me every time I came home, fuming because something didn't go my way. And it was not going my way because I was focusing on someone else. And that's never the point in your life. After this year, not having been at Rio, but taking classes at UNM, I realized that life was much bigger than just all of this. This is a big milestone, and you should all be proud. But do not focus on the now, focus on the then, and focus on what's going to come. Live authentically, and if it happens, and if it's in God's plan for you, it's going to happen. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to worry about itself. Live the now, because you'll live to regret it later. And I did this year. And it grieved me, and it wasn't what I thought. A friend yesterday asked me, "How does it feel to be valedictorian?" And I didn't give an answer. I didn't give a genuine answer because it wasn't everything that I thought it could or would be. My problems didn't go away. I didn't become everything that I wanted to. The title is what I was grasping onto when I put my value in it, but I didn't want to do that afterwards. Now I put my value and my identity in God, and I'm going to just wait this out and trust Him. It's going to happen, it'll happen. If it's not for me, it won't happen. please take away this. Time flies by. You're already in May. Look at all of you graduates. Forgiveness, moving on, moving forward, working hard, and resting hard helps us grow as people. And we need to continue to do so instead of focusing on our human condition. I'm not perfect or try to be perfect, and none of us should. So let us grow and move on to the next step, because this is not the end. You're just getting started. After you walk out those doors, the plan starts. And if it doesn't go to plan, remember, just wait and see. We'll see. Thank you.
Thank you, Miranda. What an amazing accomplishment. We are so very proud of you. Now, here are a few words from our principal and proud Ravens alum, Mrs. Antoinette Valenzuela.
Welcome, class of 2024. You all look amazing, and all of your smiles light up this entire Coliseum. As your principal and Rio Grande alum, and on behalf of the Rio Grande staff, it is with great excitement and pride that we get to recognize you for successfully reaching your goal of completing high school. Ravens, at this time, I want you to soak in this moment, and I want you to look into the crowd and find your loved ones and all the people that showed up for you and wave to them and blow them lots of kisses and lots of love. Yay! All of these people are here to celebrate you. A huge heartfelt thank you to your teachers, staff, administrative team, parents, families, friends, and community members that have helped you through your educational journey to make it to this special day of graduation. Thank you, Raven families, for entrusting us with your children to provide them with an education and the tools that are needed for them to be successful in life. Also, a special thank you to our special dignitaries that are here with us, Associate Superintendent Jean Saavedra. And our board member, Janelle Astorga. Oh, no, not yet. Class of 2024, you are so special. You are a special class to me. I always ask myself, what makes you different from other classes? Well, let me begin. You are my OGs. You are the first class that I have seen through all 4 years. Next, you are the 65th graduating class of Rio Grande, and because of that, you are being recognized by wearing those beautiful white stoles with the commemorative 65th Raven logo. You exemplify the true definition of 65 years of excellence through your leadership as true Raven scholars. Many people who are here to celebrate with you today are also proud Raven graduates, and the tradition continues with each of you. 29 years ago today, I was also bestowed with the same honor, along with my husband, of being a proud graduate of the class of 1995. Finally, thank you, that's a long time ago. Finally, I not only stand before you as your proud principal, but as a proud parent of a soon-to-be graduate of this class. I have all the feels that each and every one of you mamas have in here that are feeling today. Our greatest accomplishment as a parent are each of you. We hope that you can see yourself as we see you, And this is why you are my standout class, and I can definitely feel the 24-karat magic in the air today. Your high school experience was like no other. I'm not going to go into the details because you guys know all about it. So I'm going to skip to the good parts. Senior Sunrise kicked off the beginning of a bright final year of high school. You were all so excited, and to see the sun shining off your smiling faces made it so surreal. Time went by so quickly. Soaring in your classes, hanging out with your friends, bringing back school pride, and then all of the lasts began. Last homecoming, game, performance, band concert, conference, assembly, prom, class, lunch with friends, finals, and last sunset with your high school friends. You did it and made it to the end of this chapter in your life, graduation. This is the end of one journey and the beginning of a new one. Never forget the memories you made with your Raven family. Always keep the friendships you made, lessons you learned from your teachers and from your friends. Don't forget your laughs, your tears, struggles, successes, and memories close to your heart. As you go on to the next adventure of life, know that there are no limits in life. Bet on yourself to be the best version of yourself. You have the potential to change the world. When life gets hard, as it will, be still and listen to your heart song. Your heart song is that of a warrior, which will lead you back to your why in life. Today is your day, and your future is bright. As you walk across the stage in true Raven fashion, spread your Raven wings and soar to the unimaginable places that are meant for you, whether it be college, trade school, the military, the workforce, become an entrepreneur, a traveler, or to take a gap year to figure out your life. The world is in good hands as each of you begin the next milestone in life, because you are true Raven scholars and have the fighting spirit to be amazing. We are excited to celebrate your accomplishments and know that you have the entire Raven community cheering you on. Your class song is promises. In whatever path you take in life, promise me the following. Promise me you will always be you. Promise me you will lead with heart. Promise me you will amplify your voice and so it's heard. Promise me that you will light up this world. Promise me you will take each step forward with no fear. Promise me you will share your heartprint and compassion with others. I leave you with this. You picked the perfect class flower, the amaryllis. The stunning flower is believed to mean pride, strength, and determination. Each of these characteristics captures the true definition of who you are as the class of 2024. Always be proud of who you are and where you are going. Use your strength and determination to move the biggest mountains to reach your goals, and be your best self. The fiery red color of your flower signifies the fierceness that each of you have. We are all so proud of you. Congratulations, class of 2024, with pride, heart, and desire. I truly love each and every single one of you. Class of 2024, now go out into the world and sparkle brightly and be the change. Class of 2024, now is the time all of you have been waiting for. It is time for you to graduate. At this time, let's please welcome our board member, Janelle Astorga, to the stage. I'll read this real quick to you, okay? Board Member Storga, the graduates before you have met all of the graduation requirements as set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, along with the New Mexico Public Education Department. To you, I proudly present the Rio Grande High School class of 2024.
Principal Valenzuela, on behalf of the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, we accept the graduating class of 2024 from Rio Grande High School. Congratulations, Ravens!
After graduates cross the stage and receive their diploma, they will also be receiving a gift from Mrs. Valenzuela, a copy of BU by Peter H. Reynolds, which inspired her speech today. So now please welcome our bilingual director, Silvia Castro, and teachers Jamie Calderon and Philip Chavez to read the names of our graduates.
First row, please stand up. Graduates, get your cards off of your chair, please.
Gabriela Adeline Abeita. Brisamar Viviana Acosta. Rafael Josué Acosta. Jocelyn Acosta Urbina. Maite Yaritza Acosta García. Angeline Ángel Aguilera. Mía Aguirre Benítez. Alía Almanza Martín. You don't have a card? Brisa Amparán Piña. Lluvia Amparán Piña. Genaro Alexander Anchondo Calderón. David Andrade Jr. Jorge Luis Arcila. Tristan Jaciel Arellano Ocana. Daniel José Arias. Cristian Alan Arbizu Aguilar. Araceli Luzlalia Yala. Alisa Monique Baca. Gabriela Lisbeth Banda. Diego Manuel Baca. Michael Leroy B.J. Sanchez. Eliana Rose Cordova. Nemesio Agustin Montoya. Angelo Barroso. Lisneidy Batista. Donna Marie Brummett. Velma Darlene Brummett. Gretel Burciaga Plata. Amairani Idalí Cabral. Edgar Uriel Campos. Xavier Alexandro Candelaria. Jorge Isaac Cárdenas Coronel. Mark Cárdenas Saucedo. Marco Antonio Cardona Padilla. Gilberto Cardosa. Lidia Marisol Caro. Mónica Yasmín Caro. Xavier Refugio Carreón. Ismael Sebastián Carrera. Lorena Yasmín Carrete. Ashley Dana Carta Estrada.
Matthew Francisco Lingao. Jesús Alejandro Tinajero. Samuel Castillo. Leonardo David Castro Salinas. Xavier Eli José Siribaca Herrera. Valentín Ceniceros Bailón. Noemí Guadalupe Cepeda Vega. Albert Anthony Chavez. Aubriana Nicole Chavez. Joshua Adam Chavez. Matthew Andres Chavez. Pauline Marie Chavez. Cynthia Chavez. Estela May Chavez Walker. Nelson Gael Cisneros. Ryan Kleins. Josiah Elias Colmenero. Katia Paulina Córdoba González. Marianne Curpos Firigiliana. Kimberly Araceli Cota Varela. Alexis Romero. Liliana Yadira Cruz. Briana Camerina Cruz Mesa. Estrella Cristina de la O. Arad de la Rosa. Axel de la Rosa. José del Río Espinosa. Daniel Delgado Valdivies. Jendrick Diaz. Kilanu Kiana Diaz. Monica Eliana Diaz. Marlene Yesenia Diaz Núñez. Evelyn Díaz Rodríguez. Itzel Alejandra Domínguez. Rachel Alejandra Domínguez. Benny Joel Domínguez Álvarez. Caitlin Dubois. Dayanara Enriquez Amaya. Damaris Erives Martínez. Uriel Estrada Jiménez Jr. Miriam Saraí Fierro.
Gage Dizel Elijah Zamora. Dulce Alexa Figueroa Molina. Tristan Elijah Forrest. Alan Eduardo Franco. Tony Ray and Jaquan Fuller. Michael Santiago Edward Gallegos. Sarah Gwendolyn Gallegos. Elias Marcos Garcia. Mario Garcia. Nathaniel Isaiah Garcia. Diego Garcia Gonzalez. Cristina Garcia Pules. Daisy Garcelita. Ricardo Gaitan Martinez. Julie Wazor Gabara. Natalia Gil Murillo. Benjamin Godoy Salazar. Carlos Joaquin Gomez. Diego Baca Gonzalez. Leona Francis Gonzalez. Ursulo Rudy Gonzalez. Xavier Manuel Gonzalez. Alexis Rosalie Gonzalez. Santiago Esteban Gonzalez. Jared Rigoberto Gonzalez Garcia. Fabian Gonzalez Rios. Jeremiah James Grailoa. Alexis Grijalva. Naomi Daniela Guerrero Dominguez. Vivian Yasmin Gutierrez. Gilberto Hermosillo Burola. Adrian Hernandez. Diego Andres Hernandez Ortiz. Daniel Herrera. Jalexa Areli Iguado Lechuga. Mariela Isabel Castillo. Juan Sotero Jefferson. Deandra Marie Johnson. Daniela Juarez. Angel Martin Jurado. Cheyenne Arlie Knight. Anessa Jane Latimore. Vianney Guadalupe Lazos Andrade.
Jacqueline Andrea Ledesma. Alexis Daniel León Domínguez. Daniel Alejandro León Domínguez. Israel Luis López. Jade Mariah López. Abril López Beltrán. Christopher López Cortázar. Luis Lorta Meléndez. Gabriel Armando Lovato. Sorry. Ángel Ramiro Lozano. Sharon Lozano Vidal. Arthur Ray Juan Lucero. Cristian Lucero. Isaiah Diego Lucero. Jonathan Luevano Ángel.
Andrea Saraí Madera. Brian Justin Manjarres Olivas. Ariana Navey Manzanares. David Márquez Anchondo. Jacqueline Márquez Frescas. Isaiah Jeremiah Martínez. José Santiago Martínez.
María Montserrat Martínez. Michael Lemuel Martinez. Edwin Martínez Carvajal. Chantal Martínez Márquez. Joshua Nazaret Martínez Luna. Ashley Martínez Ramírez. Jessica Danielle Mather. Yamilet Mauricio Madera. Oscar Medina Delgado. Vigo Parton. Adalí Meraz. Stephen Joseph Miera. Jadalyn Julie Miller. Evelyn Karime Miramontes Segovia. Jaden Eduardo Miramontes Yvonne. Ashley Molina. Esperanza Amunique Montoya. Ambrosia Moraga. Marie Christine Morales. Santiago Moreno. Jennifer Tomasita Moya. Michelle Moya. Kimberly Muñoz. Yvette Guadalupe Nájera. Verónica Estrella Nájera. José Manuel Nájera Chaparro. Isaiah James Samuel Neal. Mia Karina Olives Peña. Yasmin Dayana Orozco. Jennifer Ortega Martínez. Nayeli Ortiz. Diana Rose Padilla. Esperanza Bell Padilla. Enrique David Blue Palacio. Jacqueline Palacios Ponce. María Juana Palma. Gabriel Andrés Barrabaca. Annette Marlene Pasillas de la Cruz. Edgar Alonso Pavia García. Alexis Juliana Pérez. Emanuel Pablo Pérez. Jordi Pérez. Daniel Pérez Aguilar. Ingrid Pérez Chaparro. Mariela Yadira Pérez Ruiz. Alexis Pulgarín. César Eduardo Ramírez Cardosa. Alexis Rodrigo Ramírez Moreno. Abraham Ramos Licea. Caitlin Marie Requa. Cynthia Reyes Muñoz. Josué Natael Rico. Giovanni Javier Ríos Escadón. José Janiel Rivera Jr. Aaron Enrique Robledo. Alía Tatiana Barbara Rodríguez. Juan Diego Manuel Rodríguez. Julián Rodríguez. Eduardo Rodríguez Pérez. Norma Paola Rojas. Mia Maeles Ruiz Alvarado. Damien Albert Seiss. Alan Salas. Luis Fernando Salas. Rihanna Emma Rose Salazar.
Jacqueline Salinas. Joseph Michael Sanchez. Miguel Manuel Sánchez. Cheyenne Joy Sanchez Rice. Lane Ernest Calvin Schrader. Savannah Marie Silva. Ariana Solis Rojas. Emiliano Sotelo Chávez. Tibani Sotelo Ramos. Joaquín Fernando Tafoya. Jamie Tena. Leonardo Tena. Valeria Tena Pérez. Leslie Marie Tennyson. John Uziel Torres. Rogelio Aarón Tovar Sánchez. Karina Lisbeth Treviso. Jude Anthony Trujillo. Evelyn Valdivia. Brandon Javier Valenzuela. Daphne Valenzuela. Marcos Paul Valenzuela. Ariana Yamilet Valles. Marco Artemio Varela. Deneidi Itzel Varela Ibarra. Diana Yamilet Vega. Daisy Marisol Vega. Dailin Vega Ortiz. Stephanie Lisette Velázquez. Gabriel Venegas. Manuel Alejandro Villa Vázquez. Antoinette Lena Yazi. Selene Zarate. Alexa Zarate Muñoz. Natalia Yulisa Zubia Guerrero.
Evelyn Soraya Machado Balderas. Solis Anaya Jaden Padilla. Adan Jose Marquez. Mariana Yvette Morillo Duarte. Olandra Aguilera Luna. Miranda Carmina Castaneda Moreno. That's it. Thank you so much to our name readers and to our graduates. We'll let our pictures finish off. Class of 2024, as you know, you did not reach this milestone by yourself. Graduates, please join me in giving a round of applause to your support systems who are here in the stands continuing to cheer you on today. Seniors, we have watched you grow, and you are now ready to leave the nest. The world is yours to conquer. Ravens, it's time for you to soar. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your senior class president, Mariana Morillo Duarte, with our final speech for this commencement.
Good afternoon, faculty, guests, and most importantly, a special good afternoon to the class of 2024. My name is Mariana Ibe Murillo Duarte, and I'm proud to be giving your speech as this year's senior class president. I wasn't sure what I wanted to say in my speech, and not going to lie, I left it until the last moment because I had 0 words. When I finally started working on it, I began to think of my parents and the endless things they have taught me. Like most of you here today, my parents have encouraged me into always pursuing more in life. Immigrating to a new country to pursue the American dream taught them many life lessons, which made them wise mentors. I still remember all the countless lectures they gave me that I used to think were dumb and took for granted, not knowing I would look back wishing I would have paid more attention. They taught me not to let the sadness from the past and the fear of the future ruin the happiness of the present. This is something that I have applied throughout these 4 years. I realize it's easy to constantly anticipate the future, but forget to live in the moment. Growing up, there were so many things we couldn't wait for, like school dances, graduation, or even a silly movie date. We could hardly wait for those moments to come, and without realizing it, we were wishing the days away. I spent the majority of my senior year caught up in the goal of climbing the tallest volcano in North America. I was truly scared I wouldn't make it to the peak or that I would quit before even coming close. After completing this climb, I realized this trip wasn't just about the hike, but the experiences and memories it left me with, although my fear of the future did not allow me to fully enjoy this experience. This reminds me how high school felt, and all the things we couldn't wait for. It's hard not to get caught up in our fears and doubts, but when the moment has passed, what will stick with you is your accomplishment. So I urge every student on the floor to soak it in, because this exact moment is never going to happen again. Before closing off today, I would like to give a special thank you to some of the most important people in my life. Mi mamá, que nunca me ha fallado y siempre ha creído en mí, a pesar de todas las dificultades. Mi papi, que siempre me ha empujado a ser la mujer fuerte e independiente que soy hoy. Mi diploma es para mis padres, que como muchos inmigrantes con deseos de tener una mejor vida, hicieron sacrificios difíciles para que yo pudiera cumplir mis sueños. A mi Pita, quien siempre me ha apoyado en las buenas y en las malas. Usted vivió estas experiencias conmigo a través de todos los chismes que siempre le contaba. A mis hermanos, quienes me han ayudado a ser más fuerte a través de los increíbles consejos que me han dado o hasta con sus burlas inofensivas. Los amo. Even through all the hardships and the many downs throughout high school, we have made it to graduation. Being here today shows how you are capable of much more than you all give yourself credit for. Even when life gets hard, just remember, it's always a great day to be a Raven. Y como dijo Chino Pacas, dijeron que no la iba a lograr y ahorita todos están callados. Congratulations, class of 2024, and may your futures be as bright as your potential. Now, time for the moment we've been waiting for. Graduates, please rise. Family and friends, you may want to capture this moment, so pull your phones out. The tassel before graduation symbolizes your time as a student. When you move it to the other side, you're confirming your newfound graduate status. So please, join me on moving your tassel from the right to the left. Congratulations, class of 2024. Lo logramos.
Congratulations, class of 2024. Make sure you guys retrieve your caps. Miss Overton and Miss Moore, please lead our newest Ravens alum out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more round of applause for the class of 2024. Thank you for attending our ceremony. Please allow the graduates to leave the Coliseum.